Hello, my friends, Gary Goyles and fellow poets. Welcome back to Conversing with Poets. Hello, Danny. Hello, Delgar. Hello, Dazzle in the Dark. Welcome back. Welcome back. It is just me on my lonesome tonight, unfortunately. No guest, no guest for this stream, but maybe sometime soon. Maybe sometime soon. I have been looking at definitely continuing on in that vein because a lot of you guys really loved that stream, and I got so many um, great comments and feedback from having Matt Wall on the stream. So I'm definitely going to try and continue in that vein. Of course, it would be impossible to have a guest for every single live stream, but yes, don't think it's a one-off. It's definitely something I am planning to continue. Hello, Nano. I got it right this time. Hello, Nano. Welcome back to the live stream. Great to see you. Hello, Nikki. Welcome back. Hello, Doreen. Welcome back. Hello, guys. Hello. Don't forget to hit that like button. We got 7 viewers, but we've only got 4 likes. So hit that like button. Let's get to 7 likes so I know that you guys are ready to get into conversation. Tonight we're going to be talking about all things self-publishing. And I've even planned the stream out, guys. I've even planned it out. I got my little whiteboard with all my little bullet points to discuss. So yeah, let's get to 7 likes and we can begin. But in the meantime, how was everyone's weekend? I cannot believe it, guys, but I posted on TikTok today. I hit like, did you? Did you? Who else hit like? Thank you so much, Doreen. Oh my goodness, look at those likes jumping straight up. All right, you guys are still such legends. We're ready to begin, but I will give it a few more minutes for people to join the stream. I'll give it another few minutes. So how was your weekend, folks? I posted 4 TikToks today and they've already amassed 2,000 views. So one of them hit 1,200 views in 5 minutes. So I guess the power of TikTok is still going strong. Can you believe it? I went back to TikTok today. I'm really trying to make a push. I don't know if you guys noticed. But where was I going with that story? Ah, yes, this legendary candle behind me. So I lit this candle maybe about midday, maybe about 1 o'clock midday. I'm not sure, but around that time, right? For the TikToks. I then forgot to blow it out. Okay, it's now 7 o'clock. I came in here at 6 o'clock and this was still burning. And the wick has been low for weeks. So this is a real fighter, this candle behind me. That is a real fighter right there. Thanks for moderating. I hit like, did you? Hey, Nikki and Doreen. Hi, Doreen and Nikki. Hi, and how are you? How was everyone's weekend? I'll just wait to hear how everyone's weekend was, and then I think we're ready to go. Look at that. Look at those likes. Those likes jumped straight up. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate that. And of course, while we are on the subject of self-publishing books, I don't know if you got my newsletter, but my book, The Early Hours, is down to its last 5 copies, signed copies, personalized runs. I won't take it out of print. Well, I don't know. I've kind of been reading through this and cringing as we do when we read our old work. So who knows, down the line maybe I will take it out of print like all the other books. But for now, um, this is your last chance to get a signed copy from my website. I know quite a few of you in the chat have got yourselves a copy, but we're down to the last 5, and from next week at the open mics, I will start selling them at open mics as well. So if you want to grab a signed copy, that is wrapped in ribbon because I've run out of string. If you're a follower of my Instagram, you'll see how eccentric my wrapping is at the moment. Yeah, now's the time to get it. adamgary.co.uk/shop. If you order it before the end of the stream or before the end of tonight, uh, it will be posted tomorrow, so you'll get it pretty quickly. Good weekend. Did an ekphrastic workshop at a local museum. Nice. Good. Cinema yesterday and chill date today. Nice, nice, Nano. What did you go and watch? So weekend was nice to see the sun. Yes, it was. Cold weather, but sunny Sunday, rainy Saturday. Spring ahead. Spring is approaching. Weekend has been okay. Has been nice to see the sun today. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for spring to come. I've never in my life have I ever looked forward to a season until this year. And I'm definitely in need of some bloom and some sun. Also did some spring cleaning. Nice story. Nice, nice, nice. Scooby-Doo Double Bill. I forgot how funny those films were. Ah, yes, yes, yes. This came up in the rapping live stream. I went live on Friday, guys. You very well could have missed it because I just did it spontaneously. As I say, um, I'm not going to be doing personal runs of these anymore. So they once they're gone, they're gone. They won't be available on my site as a signed book. You'll still be able to get them elsewhere, but if you want them signed, now's the chance to get it. Anyway, I did a spontaneous live stream whilst I was wrapping some of the orders that did come in from my newsletter, and Nano popped in and then ordered a book during the live stream and got to watch me wrap their book on camera on channel. So that was awesome. Fun times. Wax was a treat. Yes, yes, yes. I do enjoy my wax seals actually. I do enjoy my wax seals. So adamgary.co.uk/shop. Now's the time to get it. So let's begin, guys. Let's converse with poets. Let's converse with each other. I'm just going to fix the framing a little bit, hopefully. Let's go. So has anyone, without going into too much detail, because we've got to make this topic last another 50 minutes, and I've got my bullet points, so we'll get to different things and I'll throw it back to you guys. But without going into too much detail, has anyone here already self-published? Has anyone here actually got experience with self-publishing? Again, don't go into too much detail, uh, because we're going to get onto like pros and cons and different companies that offer the service, stuff like that. Oh no, I've made the I've made the framing even worse. What am I doing now? Hopefully that's better. Not me, not Doreen. That's cool. Hopefully this will be a informative stream for you then, Doreen. I have not published. Nope, nope, nope. Cool. Hopefully this will be an informative stream for you guys then. Why is this so close? Not me. Okay, cool. So it seems like a lot of people um haven't self-published, so that's good. I can impart all of my knowledge onto you. That's not a problem. Um, so obviously I have the magazine that I run, the Poetry Cove magazine, is print on demand. So we're going to talk about print on demand, which most self-publishing is. Most self-publishing is thought of as print on demand. Not always, not always. Depends if you want to go through like a local printer, that's still self-publishing, but you'd have to do we briefly spoke about it on the stream with Matt. You'd have to do like print runs where you'd have to buy the my local print shop that I used for one issue of the Poetry Cove magazine just to try it out. That fly guy. Just to try it out. the minimum was 50. You have to order 50. Now, books, as Matt said in the stream, if he wanted to do it through his local printer, I think he said it 100 copies. So you can do that, and the quality of the book may be better, but the problem is if you don't sell everything, you're kind of stuck, right? Similar to where I am, I've got 5 of these left, and I need to clear space. So that's why I'm kind of making a big push for them. Aren't limited runs at an independent printer what used to be known as vanity press? Possibly, possibly. In my head these days, at least, to me, vanity press is where you pay people to publish your book, and 9 times out of 10, uh, they don't market it. They probably won't even read your poem properly. They won't think about like formatting and where your poem ends up in the book. To me, that's vanity press. That's vanity publishing. Um, and there's a lot of that going out. I actually have a video on. I called it the Instagram scam, where people message you out of the blue in your inbox, in your DM, and they're like, "Hey, would you like to be in this anthology?" And they either don't pay you, or they actually ask you to pay them to have your poem in the book. And don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. So yeah, if you go through a local printer, you usually have to order in bulk. Whereas the more popular route is print on demand. And what that means is you sign up to a company, and you insert your book, your manuscript, and if you check global distribution anyway, they upload your book to sites like Amazon. Some of them do Barnes and Noble, stuff like that. And your book only gets printed as it's ordered. So that's known as print on demand. So I have used Katie Reed. Is crowdfunding a print run possible? Hold that thought, Katie, because that is my very last point. Crowdfunding is my very last point, which will be towards the end of part 1. So hold that thought. Hopefully you can stick around and we'll get to crowdfunding. So what was I saying? Yeah, so my experience with hello. Oh my goodness, I'm getting notifications left, right, and center. Let me flip my phone around so the screen doesn't light up and distract me. Hello, Renee. Welcome back to the live stream. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Conversing with Poets. Gosh, I could have just said welcome back to the stream, or that's not how Adam Gary rolls. So when I first started out, I used Amazon. I believe it's changed now. Maybe it's still called KDP. Thank you so much for that heart. I appreciate it. And don't forget to hit those like buttons, by the way. Also, another reason I'm pushing the sales of these books is pretty broke right now. So if you find this stream entertaining, there's a little dollar in a square box down in the chat. If you hit that, I'd really appreciate a little super chat. You don't have to, of course, but if you can spare a pound or two, that would be appreciated. What was I saying? Yeah, when I first started out, I used Amazon, and do you know what? I've said this on the channel a couple times, and I really, really recommend if you're just starting out, if you haven't done it before, I would go through KDP. I don't use them. I didn't use them for the early hours, and I haven't used them for a while, since Poet in the Long Dark Coat. But when I did use them, I found them incredibly user friendly. They explained everything really well. And it's just such an easy, smooth process. So my recommendation when you're just starting out is go through Amazon KDP. Amazon is more likely to rank your book as well. if you're using KDP, because obviously they're keeping it all in-house. I find the nuts and bolts of self-publishing really intimidating. Perfect. That ties in really well with what I've just said. There's so many ways to go wrong in things like formatting. Yes. Um, KDP make it really easy, or at least they did when I started out. Couldn't have been simpler process. So if you're just starting out, which I think a lot of you appear to be, a lot of you have said that you're not self-published, go through Amazon, 100%. Now, the issues with going through companies like Amazon and print-on-demand companies is that you're less likely, though I think it may have changed now. I think it may have changed, but when I started out, when I used Amazon, you're less likely to find yourself in bookshops. You're less likely to find yourself in bookshops. There's a whole lot of hoops that you have to jump through to find yourself in bookshops. Now, what the company I used for the early hours is a company called Ingram Spark. I always get this mixed up. And Lightning Source. I think Lightning Source own Ingram Spark. So if you're going to tier things in terms of publishing, right, I would say the first tier where I think everyone should start just to get a taste for it and understanding of all the terminology and everything you need to do is Amazon. Okay. Then you can move up to, in my opinion, Ingram Spark. Now, if you want to publish through Ingram Spark, you need to purchase ISBNs. They don't come cheap. I think I paid years and years ago for Southwest on the A303. I paid something like £250 for 5 ISBNs. And I believe I've used 3 of them, including early hours. My friend uses Amazon. It's more affordable for him too. Yeah, it's really great. Honestly, guys, it's really great. You get a free ISBN through Amazon, so you don't have to worry about that too much. Again, that could be that could hinder you a little bit when you're ready to take things a little bit more serious, because I think there's some sort of coding on an Amazon ISBN that bookshops, at least when I did it, bookshops won't accept. You have to get a Nielsen ISBN. And that's just the first hoop you have to jump through. Of course, I'm talking about my experience being a UK resident. I'm not sure what it's like in the US. I'm pretty sure with going through KDP, you can still feature on Barnes and Noble. And I think recently you will now feature on Waterstones, which is the UK equivalent of Barnes and Noble. There you go. Nikki just answered it. I think the Amazon ISBN stops you from being in Waterstones. It certainly did for me. I don't know if that's changed now, but it certainly did for me. The early hours, you can get the early hours from Waterstones now, but that's because it has a Nielsen ISBN on it. Yes, yes. Ebooks we're going to come to just before crowdfunding. Um, so hold that thought. Yeah. So you've got KDP, Ingram Spark, and then obviously I would say you've probably got that's when you've got your traditional press house, publishing house at the top. So in my view, those are the three. That's the ladder. Obviously, the top one's very, very hard to get to. Um, so that's my experience with books. Now, I also, as I've mentioned, I also use because the magazine is global. If you guys don't know, I own and editor in chief of a magazine called the Poetry Code magazine. Because the whole idea behind that is it being a global. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but community is really important to me. I love like building community and having community. The whole idea behind the magazine is to make it a global magazine to feature poets from every corner of the globe, every walk of life. It's just starting out. You can't have a distributor in every corner of the globe, right? So so the alternative was find a company that has the cheapest shipping rates around the world, and that company ended up being a company called Lulu, Lulu. And sorry to say this, guys, but I have to say it for you guys because you're my audience, you're my subscribers. I need to look after you. Do not use Lulu. Oh my goodness. I get the impression they have no idea what they're doing and they just make it up as they go along. They're also incredibly expensive. So, the last two issues, I've been using their expanded distribution option to get the magazine up on Amazon. And they said Barnes and Noble. I'm yet to see the magazine in Barnes and Noble, but I have found it on Amazon. And they are charging $34 for a magazine. So and they're not on Amazon UK either. So their global distribution is pants, is crap, to be honest with you. I've had so many issues with them. They they reject it. So when you create something and you check the global distribution mark that you want to be, included in their distribution, you have to order yourself a proof copy, which you have to pay for, of course, no problem. Um, it's not cheap though. You get like £2 off as the author, whereas KDP you get a huge discount. But anyway, that's by the by. So you pay for this, you look it over, you make sure everything looks nice. It does. You send it back, you approve it, you say, yes, I'm happy with this. They approve it, right? Then I get a message saying, no, this hasn't been approved because you don't have the barcode on your copyright page. And I'm looking at it in front of me and it is there. And then, recently they approved it for distribution. It's on Amazon. The latest issue is on Amazon. And then I get some message saying it's been taken off of distribution for things being too close to the edge or some silly thing. But when I look at it, it looks perfectly fine. So I don't know. I personally would not recommend Lulu. They're incredibly expensive. Their customer service leaves a lot to be desired, and they just don't really seem to know what's going on. How can you approve something and then, like, 3 weeks later, not even let me know that it's been taken off of distribution either? I only happened across it. I was like, oh, what the hell's going on here? And I had to email them. I have a friend that's an editor for a magazine. I can ask him about distribution if it might help. Yeah. I mean, any advice would be helpful. I just need to if there's anyone here that's been thinking about joining the Cove, I don't mean to constantly sell to you guys. I know I'm making a big push for these book sales. I just kind of need to clear space and kind of need the money at the minute. But if anyone's thinking about becoming a bronze member of the Cove, that would be hugely helpful, and I'll tell you why. Because I just need to get to a point where we can afford to do print runs, like our own print runs of the magazine, and that will be helpful for everyone. And listen to this, guys. So at the moment, through Lulu, it costs me £10 to produce, and then I put £4 on that for the company, right? So £14. They're £14. If we got to the point where the Cove was making enough money to cover an actual local print run from the experiment that I did in volume 1, issue 2, I think it was, it goes down from £14 to £9 an issue. That's for you guys. So rather than spending £14 on an issue, you'd be spending £9, and the Cove would be making more of a profit within that as well. So yeah, if you've ever thought about it, please become a bronze member of the Cove, because that's going to really help kind of just improve everything. Anyway, we're not here to talk about the Cove. We're here to talk about self-publishing. So those are the three companies I've used. those are the three companies I've used. If you're just starting out, I'd recommend Amazon. Once you've kind of found your feet with that and got your head around all the different stuff, then I definitely would recommend upgrading. Get yourself some ISBNs from Nielsen. Again, I'm really sorry, guys. Most of my viewership and readership, in fact, are from the States, but I can't give you advice because I've never been through it in the States. But at least in the UK, if you can get yourself some Nielsen ISBNs, it just opens a couple more doors for you. And I prefer Ingram Spark anyway. Um, Once you kind of got your head around it, it just feels more, as I say, it feels more professional and opens more doors. But Amazon is really good as well. Like, but I don't knock Amazon. I need to get back into the Cove. Life has been so hectic, but I think it's starting to calm down. I know you've got a lot going on, Nikki. That's totally fine. Would love to be involved in the magazine if I can be of any help. Yeah, definitely, absolutely. I must admit, I kind of mm, nothing against you, Nikki. I kind of have to. I've had to teach myself to kind of step back a little bit just because of bad experiences. But yeah, any advice you can give, absolutely, I'd love to. Um, I'd love to chat about that. But yeah, we would welcome you back to the Cove anytime. But I know you've got a lot going on, so no stress, no stress. But yeah. Same in Canada. Nabbing an ISBN number is important. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. As I say, Amazon, even Lulu give you free ISBNs, but I don't think as a company, I couldn't possibly recommend them to you because I'm desperate to get away from them. As soon as I can, I will. But different ISBNs open different doors, I suppose. Does Ingram still charge for alterations to the file upload? Yes, they do. They do, and I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing, and hear me out. Hear me out. When you're being charged £30, I think it is, to make alterations, you go through your manuscript with a fine comb, and I think that's only ever going to be a good thing. That's only ever going to be a good thing. When I did Poetry in Motion, again, you have to remember, if you know much about me anyway, I was very naive at the start with Poetry in Motion. I just kind of got drunk, listened to Jim Morrison's poetry, and just wrote 150 poems in a month. And there you go. But you can't do that with um, Ingram Spark if they're charging you for every alteration. So you've got to try and get it right the first time. Long story short, I think that's only ever going to be a good thing because it trains you to make sure you get it. Absolutely, I understand. I'll be back at the Cove soon. We will always welcome you. We will always welcome you. You know that, Nikki. Is the ISBN number for the book or for the author who uses the number for all their books? No. So an ISBN number is like a signature. No, it's not like a signature. It is and it isn't. Signatures look the same. These are not the same. They look the same, but they're not. Every book, every publication even has a unique ISBN number that is assigned to just this book. So just this book is going to have this ISBN number. And obviously it comes with a barcode, so it makes libraries and bookshops, makes it easier for them to scan it, and it comes up in their database and stuff like that. But by law, every book should have a ISBN. Oh, by the way, guys, if you have again, sorry, UK only, I don't know about the US, but if you get a Nielsen ISBN, by law, you have to send a copy of that book to the British Library. By law. So keep that in mind as well. You don't have to do that with KDP. As far as I'm aware, you don't have to do that with KDP. Only Nielsen ISBNs. So, what time are we on? Oh, we're doing good. We're doing good. So that's my own experience in self-publishing and the three companies that I've used. There are other companies as well. There are other companies as well. So let's talk about the pros and cons of print on demand. What do you guys in your experience, if you have any experience or just in your presumption, what do you think the pros and cons are of print on demand and self-publishing? Let's not go self-publishing because I think we've done that. Wait, haven't we had this conversation before? Because I know marketing came up. What was the stream? What was the stream we had where this came up before and we talked about marketing? Because I learned that press houses don't necessarily market your book now. Have we had have we had this conversation already, guys? Have I already done a stream on this? Twilight Zone right now. Uh-oh. Adam's repeating himself. Yeah. Have I done this stream already? I remember specifically talking about marketing and press houses not giving marketing. I've noticed print on demand, particularly when print numbers are low, based on reviews, etc., have more issues with damaged print issues. Ah, okay. Okay. Streamception. Yeah, we've had this conversation. We've had this conversation, but we haven't because I don't think we've. Oh gosh. My brain's just shut down for a second. We've had this conversation, but we haven't. I don't think we've gone into depth like this before. Maybe it's just come up quickly. I made a boo-boo. Prints being misaligned, damaged, spine, etc. Yeah, some people, and I know you're going through this yourself, Nikki. Some people think this print is misaligned. It's not, guys. It's just because your boy's a bit crap on design and couldn't work out he couldn't work out the margin on Canva. Uh, so that's when you look at this, and if you never noticed before and now you're only noticing it, you're never going to be able to unsee it, and you can thank me for that. You're welcome. But that's just because your boy doesn't know what he's doing when it comes to like book cover design and figuring out the margin. I mean, I didn't do. Oh crap! I didn't do too bad of a job. At least the writing's down the middle, I guess. But the damage side of things, damage spines and stuff, that can happen. That can happen. Excuse me. That can happen with local printers as well. But at least with them, you can sort of query it, and it will. If you go through a local printer, at least like this again. Another quick plug if you're new here. I'm trying to get rid of these, so if you want to buy them, we're down to the last 5. If you want to get them signed at least, adamgary.co.uk/shop. But at least um, when you get them from a local shop, and I didn't with these, I just bought about 50 of them myself so that I could sign them and sell them through my own website. There's my signature, by the way. Um, but if someone ordered them print on demand, if someone ordered them through say Amazon now, I wouldn't get to see it. So the quality control isn't there, right? And I think that's might be what Nikki was sort of hinting at. Quality control. You know, once you upload it, and again, unless you do what I did by ordering a ton of author copies and selling them through your own website, you don't get to handle them or see what gets shipped out. Um, yeah, I think you had a self-publishing stream a few weeks ago. Oh, Jesus. Did I? Don't remember that. I'm gonna have to look back. I'm gonna have to look back. Sorry, guys. You guys know I'm every day is a constant running around like a headless chicken. It's hard for me to keep on top of things. Oh, so if you've seen this, I apologize. If we're having the same conversation, I apologize. This was bound to happen sooner or later. We have been doing, apart from the last 2 months, the last 2 weeks aside, before that, we've been doing 2 streams a week since November. So this was bound to happen at some point, I guess. Um, so I apologize if I'm repeating myself. Still good things to say though. Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully it's still informative. So quality control is a con, not as in a con as in con artist, but it's not a pro, it's a con. Um, which is one that I put down here. Pricing as well. Pricing is difficult because print on demand, because it's not in bulk, as we all know, that's how the world runs. If you buy in bulk, it ends up being cheaper. So if you buy from a local printer, 100 copies minimum, it's going to be cheaper. You can then sell it more at a more reasonable price. And the magazine is a perfect example of this. If you buy in bulk, it's going to cost you less, which leaves you with a bigger profit margin, right? Print on demand, because it's printed to order, it costs more. That's just the way it is. So you're limited to how much you can charge. Don't make the same mistake I did, even with this. And sometimes I still do it. I still need to, you know, be a bit tougher in the business sense. Don't undercharge. Don't undercharge. You're here, you've worked hard on this, you know, put a profit margin in. But what I'm saying is when you do print on demand, it's harder to do that and keep it at a reasonable cost. Magazine is a perfect example. Who's going to buy a magazine for $34? I don't know, what people spend money on in terms of magazines, but in terms of poetry magazines, I personally feel bad charging £14, which is why um, I really want to get the Cove to a place where we can do print runs again. So if you don't want to become a bronze member, take out an electronic magazine subscription if you like to read articles about poetry or just poetry from awesome people all over the world. But pricing, distribution, distribution. That's a pro. I would say that's a pro to print on demand. We're talking about print on demand. Obviously, if you get traditionally published through a press house, then they're gonna open a lot more doors in terms of distribution. Your book will be in Waterstones. Your book will be in local independent bookshops. Though, if you have a Nielsen ISBN with Ingram Spark, you have every opportunity or every chance to sell a batch of your books to local indie shops. Um, if you can sell it to them, if you can sell it correctly to them and say it's a unique opportunity, particularly, or it's, God, I can't talk tonight, especially if you're selling to an indie shop in your town. If you say, hey, I'm a local poet, I've got my debut collection, um, it's on the Nielsen database, it's all legit. Here's a complimentary copy for you to look over. When you realize how amazing this book is, here's my email. Shoot me an email and let's talk business. You have every opportunity to do that. Waterstones, foils, big chains like that, maybe not. But distribution is a con, I guess, another con. Do I have any pros? I don't have any pros. What's a pro, guys? What's a pro to printing on demand? A pro to printing on demand is that you can literally just get a link to it on Amazon and send it to people, and then they buy it, and you don't have to worry about shipping, packaging, anything like that if you don't want to. I do like doing it, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. There's a magazine called Shrunk that was about £20, but it's a quarterly publication. They tried bi-monthly, but it worked out too expensive. I can understand that. Yeah, we're quarterly as well. The Poetry Cove magazine is a quarterly thing. They did 4 issues in 23 before going to an annual mag. Yeah, I mean magazines are sort of dying out, but I'm standing firm. I believe in the Poetry Cove magazine, and I believe that what goes around comes around. Just like records, vinyl records had another resurgence. And I think we're going to get to a point in time where people are so fed up with social media, so fed up with everything being online and everything being on a screen, that they're going to turn around and we're going to start going back. We're going to start reverting back to things like magazines and handheld things. I strongly believe that. So it's tough to be an independent publication, it seems. Oh, yeah, but nothing in life is easy. Few upfront costs. Yes, there you go. Amazon is of legitimacy if you present the work well. Yes. Yes. Um, that is a distribution is a pro. Sorry. So that's what I was trying to get at. So even with Amazon, when you click a little box, expanded distribution, then doors will open. You'll suddenly find, not necessarily in the shop, but you'll find yourself on websites you've never even heard of. I remember it was so exciting when I first did it and I put it in Google and suddenly I was on a German bookseller's page and stuff like that. It was very exciting. So it does open doors. But don't think, with that being said, I have to be completely honest with you guys. I know I'm rambling, but I want to give you all the information. Just because you're featured on some random website you've never heard of in Germany doesn't mean you don't have to market it. You still got to get eyes on it and people excited. I've seen a lot of articles doing the rounds about people rejecting streaming sites and repurchasing DVDs. That's where we're going. Magazine will likely be part of that. True, I really think so. I really think so. Especially with all these streaming subscription services. You got Netflix, Disney Plus, Warner Brothers Pro, HBO Max. Well, there's so many. They've oversaturated themselves. So I think we're gonna it's not gonna happen yet, I don't think. We still got a little bit to wait, a little bit of time to wait, but eventually we're gonna stop, turn around and go back on ourselves. People miss owning things, yeah. Yeah. So where was I? Yeah, so distribution, you still need to market. Just because it's distributed, it doesn't mean it's gonna sell automatically. You still gotta market it. So we've got 15 minutes left, and Katie has been waiting very patiently, as has Nikki. Let's next I want to talk about ebooks. They are they are my mortal enemy of self-publishing. I hate ebooks. I like ebooks. I hate publishing ebooks. I don't mind reading, I know I've just said we're getting tired of screens and we are, but I don't mind if I have to, I don't mind reading an ebook. If anyone ever sends me like an email for reviews, which, I'm not really in the place to do anymore, but I do ask for the book to be sent to me because I don't want to read it electronically if the option's there. If the author says, hey, I don't really have a budget for this, I can't really afford to send you a paper copy, no problem. I understand. I'm not going to be like a dick about it. But if it's possible to have a paperback, I would much rather a paperback. But formatting ebooks is a nightmare. Is an absolute nightmare. I spent 2 weeks watching videos and studying and implementing everything to format the ebook. And then when I looked at the EPUB file, all the line breaks were all over the place. Half of like the page would start halfway down and go on to the next page, and it was just like spaghetti junction. I had no idea what was going on. And so eventually I paid some guy on Fiverr to do it for me. He sent it back, and I guess you get what you pay for. I did, admittedly, I did go for the cheapest option on there, but it came back and it was exactly the same. Like poems would start halfway down the page and it looked terrible. So I do wonder if you can EPUB poetry. I don't know. My next ebook, which is coming sooner than you think. My next ebook will have to I'll have to really sit down and figure it out because they are crazy. Now, Nikki did mention something earlier. If you check into Kindle, what is it? Kindle Direct. You are you're exclusively published through Amazon. Now, I don't know if that's such a bad thing, actually. I don't know if I have enough experience, so this is where I'd really like to hear from you guys as well. I don't know if I have enough experience in caring enough about the ebook because, again, the formatting's all over the place, so I kind of just gave up. But what do you guys think? Is it necessarily a bad thing that you're exclusive to Amazon, the biggest like electronic marketplace in the world? Hey, we jumped up a subscriber. We need one more subscriber to hit 900, guys. If you know any poets and they're not subscribed, or you're watching and you're not subscribed, come on, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Um, we're nearly at 6,000. Let's go. What was I saying? Yeah, is it necessarily a bad thing to be exclusively published through Amazon? Now, Ingram Spark, you can do ebooks, and I do have Southwest ebook through Ingram Spark. You guys tell me, what do you think? What do you think? Do you think ebooks are really necessary? I don't have any interest in Kindle Unlimited and really like the idea of just having physical copies. So, me too, Nikki. Me too. Totally agree with you. But what we have to remember, and what I forget to do all the freaking time, is I'm not selling my ebook to me. And something that really opened my eyes was a statistic that Matt gave in the last stream. What did he say? Something like 40%? No. Was it 70% of poetry readers are electronic? Which shocks me a lot. Admittedly, I haven't looked that statistic up myself, but I don't see why Matt would lie about that. So, I think, Nikki, me and you probably have to kind of just suck it up and get to grips with how to format an ebook. Um, but I hate it. I really do. But if 70% of poetry readers are through ebooks, then I guess that's something we need to jump on. I know that frustration well, not with ebooks, but with formatting in general. So when I did this, Canva was around. I'm pretty sure you might be oh man, fine. I know the feeling. I'm there with you. I'm there with you. But that's a big readership that we're missing out on. So I'm going to take Matt's word on that statistic and we're going to have to, maybe we can work through it together. We can figure it out. 60%. Okay. I mean, that's still huge, right? 60%. That's still more than half. Hey, we hit 900. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Whenever I ask you to do something, bang, you knock it out the park. 60% is still a huge number. So I was sort of, I went both ways. I started out with 40 and then I went to 70, but 60% is still a huge number. So ebook haters unite. Yeah, we'll have to unite and figure it out together because it's been a huge headache and bane of my self-publishing life. Brandon Sanderson recently made Amazon give authors a better deal, right? Oh, good. Or was that just for audio books? I'm not sure, Katie, but I will definitely look that up and mention it in the next. That was Audible. Okay, okay. Okay. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of that going around, isn't there? There's the whole writers and actors strike in terms of royalties for streaming and what have you. But when you're self-publishing, you set the profit margin as long as the cost is covered, obviously, and I guess Amazon or whoever you publish through can take a little bit of a cut. After that, after that, the profit margin is completely up to you. You can charge £50 for a poetry book if you like. Um, so that's all down to you. But yeah, ebooks are the bane of my life. Formatting them, I can't stand. But we probably have to kind of just suck it up and figure it out. There has to be a way. I would be very I have personally, maybe you guys can answer this. I've never used an Amazon Kindle in my life. I've never used one. I've seen them on the train, but I've never used one. And so I usually sell, if you go on my website, adamgary.co.uk/shop, get a signed copy. But also, if you buy the electronic version, you'll get two copies. You'll get an EPUB version where the formatting is all over the place, and you'll get a PDF, which is basically the same PDF that I used for the book, for the manuscript. So the formatting's fine there. The only problem is, and I trust you guys. I know you guys would never do me dirty, but the problem is when you sell a PDF, people can just save that to their computer and send it to every Tom, Dick, and Harry they want. You know, so don't do that because that's lame. That's not cool. And I'm probably gonna just take that down from the website now I've said that. I do trust you, but the playback goes out to anyone who I don't know, so I don't want to get pirated. But these are very real concerns we have to consider, and we've spoken about plagiarism before on the stream. So yeah. Hey Tanya, welcome to the stream. Just a quick hello on our boat today. Very nice. It's about 17 Celsius. Lucky you. Have a great time, Tanya. And thanks for dropping in just to say hello. Um, so yeah, but 60% is a huge number, so we kind of just gotta accept that. So let's get to Katie's point just before the break. Look at that. Look at that. I've managed to keep a topic going for the whole first hour. Normally I bring a topic to the table and we've kind of discussed it within the first 10 minutes, and then it's 2 hours and 15 minutes of just talking random stuff. So I've done good. Let's talk about crowdfunding, because I've never done this before, and I'm hoping maybe someone here has got some experience on it. I've never even considered it. It wasn't until I was like researching different points for this that it come up suggesting crowdfunding as a point of topic, as a point of conversation. Um, so I'm assuming what they mean by that is you crowdfund the print run. You crowdfund the print run. Yeah, that's actually kind of a good business model. You crowdfund a print run, I assume. So let's say £250 for a print run of 50 copies. That's the cost that I had for the magazine, right? So you crowdfund £250 for 50 copies. I would imagine, surely you can't then sell a copy of the magazine to someone who's donated to the crowdfund. So I would imagine whoever, let's say £5 to the crowdfund, would then also get you a complimentary issue if you hit your target. Yeah, okay. So with the magazine, it was £250 for 50 copies, and we only had to sell, if I remember rightly, I think it was 200, maybe it was £150 for 50 copies. All I remember is, and I'm shite at maths, so don't laugh at me, guys. I'm a wordsmith, not a number guy. I do remember specifically that I only had to sell 15 copies from the 50 to break even. And then anything after those 15 was pure profit, which is why I'm so desperate to get to that on a full-time thing, because it'll be great for the Cove. It'll be great for whoever wants to buy an issue, because it won't be £14, it'll be £9. Yeah. Okay. So that's how crowdfunding works. So there's a model for you, and it's actually, the more I think about it, the more I think maybe that's actually a good way of doing it. Good stuff. Hi, Dark Side. So that's actually not a bad way of doing it. That's something I might have to think about. So you can start up a crowdfunder, get £150 for 50 copies of your book. Whatever, a certain amount goes to the people that have obviously crowdfunded it, and the rest is for you to keep. Well, there you go. That's a perfect way to end part one. A very good business strategy. I get it now. I get it now. I've never come across that before and never really thought about that. But that's definitely something to think about. The only problem is I don't want to put you off if you're thinking about doing that for the first time, because it clearly makes sense and it's clearly a good strategy to have. But don't forget about the fact that you have to sell. You know, you suddenly have 50 copies sitting in your living room, right? You suddenly have to get a you have to sell, you have to market, you have to get rid of them. Otherwise, it's going to take up a lot of storage space. I think crowdfunding it might be a solid option, especially with the tier options. You could add merch, etc. Think of it like a book subscription. Thank you for those hearts coming in, Box. Yeah, exactly, Nikki. Also, if you don't make the goal, you don't have to pay anything. Oh, see, this is why I love these streams, because I learn from you guys too. It's all, a light has gone off in my head now. So that is actually a good way of doing it. As long as you feel confident that you can sell 50 copies or 45 copies, or however many it is you need to sell to. No, you don't. No, because it's covered. What the hell am I on about? The crowdfunding covers the costs. It's just storage you'd have to worry about, which isn't too big of an issue as long as you've broken even, which is the whole point of the crowdfunding. You need your market. Yeah. But there's no panic of making a loss, because the crowdfunding has covered it. You guys are giving me food for thought. Money coming in at the end of the month. Nice. Nice. Okay, guys, we're on 8 o'clock, so let's take a 5-minute break. Let's grab a coffee, and we'll come back. I think that's everything we need to discuss about self-publishing. Obviously, when we come back, if there's anything that we want to get off our chests, we can still talk about it. Or if there's any other topics you want to bring to the table, you can do that. So let's take 5, grab a coffee, loo break, and be back at 20:05. Okay, we're back. Hopefully you guys um grabbed a coffee and had a loo break. I have a Heineken Zero. I actually didn't have chance to do too much because I received a message. Can we all actually before I do this, I just want to make sure everyone's back first. So if you're back, just throw a thumbs up in the chat or something. Since Brando Sando did it, great name. I'm sure that's an abbreviation, isn't it? I remember the name being mentioned in part one somewhere. Brando Sando. We're gonna Brandon. There it is. Brandon Sanderson. Since Brando Sando did it, it's become a way more legit means to fund a writing project. I think the YouTuber Daniel Green recently did one too. Yeah, I've heard of it before. I think even Matt might have said it, and I didn't pick up on it too much in our stream about crowdfunding. But that's actually a really good sort of way of doing it because there's no costs or anything. You've broken even before you've even placed the order. So that's actually a very good point to kind of keep in mind. I'm back with me tea. Nice, nice. English breakfast tea or green tea or just hello Renee, welcome back. Okay, Renee's back. Renee's back. Yeah, it's like a really I mean it's gonna the I guess the only downside to it there are well not the only there are two downsides to it that I can think of. One will take a lot of effort to raise the money, right? A lot of energy, but if you're passionate about it, you really want to do it, you'll find that energy and you'll find that motivation to do it. But that's the only kind of con to that is um just the extra sort of energy and effort that you need to put into making sure you receive the amount you need to receive on top of a ginger tea. Nice. On top of after having done that, you then have to market the book. And marketing marketing is no sort of don't take that lightly, guys. Marketing is probably just as hard, if not more so, in some circumstances, um, than writing the book. You gotta if you're really gonna sell, you gotta market it. I'm from France and England, true Canadian, very nice. I enjoy your show so much, but I am not going to be visiting that much. I'm in the process of moving and I am very overwhelmed. That's okay, Renee. That's okay. It's a pleasure when you're here. And if you can't make it, that's okay. There's no pressure. There's no pressure at all. Moving is very overwhelming and very stressful. So don't worry. Um, that's what the playbacks are for. Just hit that like button on the playback and leave a comment if you feel like it. Otherwise, it's all good. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's all good. Welcome back, Nikki. So I just want to say thank you to Danny, by the way, who is working in the shadows as our moderator. So if we can all give her a round of applause for doing an excellent job. She sent me some messages in the break, which is why I don't have a coffee which is why I don't have a coffee for part two. But yeah, thank you, Danny, for working away in the shadows. I appreciate you. So yeah, what do you want to talk about for the next hour, guys? Let's hang out and chat. I I also have been working on a little project. I have a vlog, so I really kind of want to start getting into making member videos more often rather than just the bloopers. I just can't vlog. I'm no good at it. They always come out so boring. I need to start studying how to I need to start studying how to vlog better. I've been watching videos on how to journal. I have watched one video about how to vlog, but I've been trying to edit a new vlog today, and it's just so boring. I gave up. I gave up halfway through and thought, I'll come back to this because it was boring me and I was the one making the video. Writing's great, but sometimes I think some nice art for the cover and intermittently throughout the pages would be a great marketer. People tend to buy things that look professional. Little chat assassin, yeah. Thank you very much. We'll chat with you in the comment section. Yeah, yeah, we of course we will. I always try and any video that goes up on my channel, I do my best to reply to every single comment within the first 24 hours. After the first 24 hours, I kind of have to move on and do other things, but I always try and check the comments as often as I can. But I definitely try and reply to them within the first 24 hours. Um, yes, illustrations can be a huge addition to collections. And I really wanted to put illustrations in here. In the end, I haven't. It's just pure poetry. But also, by the way, just so you guys know who might not have come across the early hours before, I do stick to my own rules and my own sort of grumbling. So you can see there's 2 pages there with 4 poems. So uh, I do I do uh, stick to my own grievances. I don't know. I can't. You guys know me. I struggle to put sentences together sometimes. We're talking about illustrations. I wanted to put illustrations in there, but I could. I just. It's a budget thing. I couldn't afford to pay an illustrator. Just keep in mind. Just really ask yourself if you're going to put illustrations in. Just really ask yourself. Oh, I don't know. Do you know what? It's your book. Do whatever you feel you want. It's your book. Don't listen to me. All I'm trying to say is like there's a certain style of illustrations that are in so many poetry books now, the squiggly line illustrations. I think it's been overdone, but if you love that, it's your book. Ignore me. Don't worry about it. Just maybe consider it whether it's been overdone or whether you can do something fresh and exciting. If you still think, no, I want to do what I want to do, then you can do whatever you want to do. It's your book. The savior of paper got you. Yeah, go you. It's just, you guys, I know so many people. I've had so many people like message me and say, oh, man, 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 man. That's cool, but I have my sort of principles and my sort of outlook on life. So I have to voice that. You don't have to agree with me. Many people don't, but I do think that collections need to have a bit more thought about use of resources. And I don't always hate it. Well, yes, no, I don't always hate it. I'm always jerked by it. But if a collection, what was the collection I reviewed most recently? Sean Hewitt's, I think. The book review was Sean Hewitt's Rapture's Road. Most of that book is filled with text. There's probably about 4 pages that might maybe, I mean, don't quote me on that. Someone might buy it and actually look through how many pages. Don't quote me on that. But the majority of the book is all text. There's a couple of poems that are just short 4 lines. So I can deal with that. It's when the whole book of 200 pages, there's only 4 lines max on a page. That I do hate. Where did I get to in the chat? Right now I have more ideas in my writing, like first letter rhymes. Nice, go for it. Go for it. We've got to keep things fresh. It's what keeps us creative. The savior of paper. I'm kind of done with the line art everyone seems to be putting in their collections. Yeah, I am. I am. But if you're watching this and you love that, I would advise you to consider what we're saying. But if that's your thing and you love it, and especially if this is your first book, then it needs to be everything you want it to be. And if you want to put line illustrations in, run with it, go with it. Thank you, Doreen. I do agree with you on the usage of paper. Thank you, Doreen. Okay, it's not just a one-man army then. There's two of us now. I would like to learn how to write or study poem or poetry, not just hip hop or rap, not just vowels. www.thepoetrycove.com/academy. I do online Saturday schools and I teach a different form every week. And I don't just teach the form, I teach the history and the background and the usage of it. And you get a good chunk of the class practical. You go away and actually write one, and then I give you tips on it, and you can share it, and it's a great time. So yeah, thepoetrycove.com/academy. Click online and scroll down until you see Saturday School. I think it's the second one. I think it's the second option, or no, yeah, second or third. Do you know ModPo out of Univ Pen in the States? It's free poetry study, review, chat over all the social media sites. Nice. Two of us now. Yeah, there's two of us. There are so many examples from the history of illustration that do such interesting things, even in black and white. Yeah, yeah. And I really wanted to get some super detailed illustrations from here. That used to be like a popular thing to do back in Victorian times. Um, my cousin's an artist. I could have asked her actually. Maybe for the next one. Maybe for the next one. There was a collection that I reviewed on here, immortalized in ink I think. I think that's what it was called. And it had some really great gothic illustrations. I loved it. I loved it. That's how self-publishing should be done. So yeah, I've got a few new projects happening. I'm trying to get back into vlogging, edit this vlogging. I am looking at these. The reasons I'm selling all these books is because I am looking at starting to do pamphlets that Matt was talking about. I really love the idea. I'm a collector myself, and I've been brought up uh, by musicians. My uncle is a huge music fan, and he's got all the records and all the old posters. And I've kind of always been into that and collecting things. And I love the idea. I know it's been around for a while, but I've only just come across it, and so it's new to me. And I just love the idea of limited print runs of like 15. I think my chapbooks, I'm only going to do runs of 15. I just love that idea. And you kind of store them away and you collect them, and maybe you miss one. And I'm just talking in general, not just mine. I'm not that big-headed. But and then you miss one and you have to go on eBay and try and find them, and then the excitement of finding it in the most obscure place at an amazing price. I don't know. I'm just really excited by that idea. So that's kind of what I've been working on. I have the title for it, and now I'm wondering, should I tell you? Should I tell you the title of my first chapbook? I mention it in the vlog that I'm editing, which I do plan to release next week, hopefully Thursday. I've got a couple of poems in it already, but it's not ready to go. You know me, guys. I can't keep a secret for too long. Poetry Pokemon cards. Exactly. Exactly. 15. Yeah, I'm just going to do 15. And once they're gone, they're gone. And you have to, if you want to get it, you have to find it from another seller or something. I just love that idea of, like Nikki said, Pokemon cards. If you miss a copy, if you miss an issue, you got to like, hey, I got a copy of Adam's fourth chapbook. I keep calling them pamphlets. Fourth chapbook. Do you have, I can give you the second one. Or do you know what I mean? It's just, I love that idea. I love that idea. I used to collect film memorabilia and statues and stuff like that. So I'm a collector, guys. I'm a nerd when it comes to that sort of stuff. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I need to sit down and write for it though. I have all the supplies for it ready to go. I just need the poems. I have 2 out of 15 so far. Also, as I say, I really need to start making some money. I really need to start making some money out of poetry. Um, so I bought a small card reader from Amazon. It was only 20 quid. It's on sale. I think they normally cost like £45, but it's on sale at the minute for 20 quid. It's a little portable sum up card reader. And so the plan is to go to open mics. I won't be writing them every month that like Matt does. He is an absolute machine for doing that. I couldn't do that. But they will certainly be in quick succession, so maybe every 2 months, whatever. But the plan is to kind of have my open mic set based on the latest chapbook and then try and sell them at open mics. And as I say, I've bought this little mobile card reader from Amazon so people can just tap their card and buy the pamphlets. Chapbooks. Um, I'm going to. I'm broken. By the way, guys, if you haven't hit that like button, and if you're finding this stream talking about needing to earn money, if you're liking this stream and you can afford to do so, if you can spare a pound or two, do hit that little dollar sign in the chat box, and you can do a super thanks. I think they're called, yeah, super thanks or a super sticker or whatever. I'd really appreciate it. But that's the plan. Sell the chat books at open mics, and obviously on the website to you guys. Um, I think that's that's the only place I was going with it. Yeah, done. That's the plan. That's the plan. Sum up card readers are good. We use them for summer fates, etc. at our local church. Yeah, they seem to be really handy. I mean, I obviously did a quick test run. I downloaded the app. Bang, bosh, up it goes. So I'm really looking forward to that. Um, hopefully it brings in some money. We should do a come together where we all do the 10-minute write and then grab the 10 words and go write chapbooks. Yes, yes. So I've already got the theme for this chapbook. It's all on mental health. I'll tell you about it. It's fine. Whether I tell you the title, I don't know. Because I need to, again, marketing, guys. This stream is all about self-publishing marketing. I want to try and build up a buzz. So if I tell you the title now, I got nothing to get you excited about in the future. But I will tell you what the theme is. So it's all about mental health and my struggles in the last few years, last 4 or 5 years. And it's about, have you guys heard of zombie ants? I don't know if you guys have heard of zombie ants, but basically it's a it's a fungus called cordyceps, which obviously it doesn't have the same effect on humans, but they're actually selling it now that you can buy cordyceps. I think we've had this conversation on stream before, but basically it's a fungus called cordyceps. The ant picks it up, it goes into their system, and then it starts controlling them. And it basically makes the ant go down to the forest floor where a fungus is more likely to thrive, and then and then they sort of stop moving on the underside of a leaf or something, and then whilst they're there, the fungus, it dies and the fungus grows through its head. It's disgusting. I love it. So with that in mind, sometimes that's how my head feels. I know it sounds strange, but I'm an artist. Sometimes that's how it feels. When I'm having my breakdowns, I promise you, you don't have to be scared of me. When I'm having my breakdowns, sometimes I can literally, physically feel my brain like pushing against my skull, and it kind of made me think of the zombie ant with the fungus growing through its head, because sometimes my brain is in charge. Well, my brain is always in charge. You guys know what I mean. Sometimes I feel like I'm not me, and my issues have taken control. So that's where I'm going with that. That's what the first chapbook is going to be about. Did I? My subscriber count is just going to be dropping off. Like, this guy's freaking mental. He's got a fungus growing through his head. But that's where I was running with that anyway. Next month for sure, and then join. No worries, Darkside. Thank you so much. If you can't do it, it's fine. It's if you've got any sort of, what do they call it, spare change, I'd appreciate it. If not, don't worry about it. I just enjoy talking to you guys. It's cool how chatbooks lower the stakes as well as the barrier to entry. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, I just really love the idea. I know it's been around for a while. I know it's not a new thing, but Matt sort of brought it to the forefront when I sort of discovered his channel, and I'm just really riffing off it at the moment. I'm really excited by it. You know, I know that Bukowski, he was submitting to a load of magazines, right? And then suddenly the magazine sort of basically paid him or something to write. Not that I'm saying that's what's going to happen, but I just love the idea of chapbooks being out there in the world, really limited, and maybe one day in a lovely world, maybe one day someone will find Adam Gary's first chapbook at the bottom of a trunk somewhere, and who knows? Hopefully it might be worth something one day. Who knows? You got to dream, guys. You got to dream. As Matt said, if you're not your biggest fan, what's the point? Keep the title a secret. Yes, I will. But there's the theme, and there's the sort of idea that I'm riffing off and working on with that. Zombie ant fungus. I have a whole novel idea based on them. Oh, you do? Yeah, it fascinates me that this fungus suddenly controls the ant. Like, just fascinates me. And again, sometimes when I'm going through breakdowns or low points, I feel like my brain is trying to break through my skull, and it just reminded me of the image of the zombie ant. Is that why you're wearing a hat? Yeah, don't look under here, guys. I've got a fungus growing through my head. Sometimes my brain is in charge, and that's a fact. Yeah. Yeah. Technically, our brains are always in charge. I saw this funny post on Instagram the other day. I don't know if you guys have ever come across it, but it was something like talk later, take care. No worries, Renee. Sorry, I didn't see you. I didn't see you. Uh no worries, Renee. Take care. All the best and good luck with your move. Yes, on Instagram I saw this thing where it said we're not a brain inside a skeleton, because all that we are is a brain. We're a brain inside a suit of bone armor, or something like that. Did I just like, I don't know if I explained that well. It's just flipping the perspective that all we are is a brain, and everything outside of the brain is like armor, and just you know we're here. We're not this. We're this. Everything outside is just protecting us. Anyway, never mind. Another Adam Gary tangent for you. I think that's a really interesting way to describe how it feels. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if it's an original idea, but zombie ants have always fascinated me. And I was laying in bed some weeks ago, and as I say, I was in a down moment, and my brain was sort of swollen from all the activity, I guess, and I just thought of that image of the zombie ant. If you Google it, you'll see what I mean. But fair warning, it's pretty gross. Plus, I like The Last of Us, so extra points. Yeah, I have actually played the. No, no, I haven't. I've played Dying Light. I haven't played The Last of Us, but someone did make me aware that cordyceps is the thing. Toronto life kind of down always. Oh, really? Yeah, I think is the world is kind of down at the moment. Not that you know, not that that takes away from your struggles. I'm sure we've all got our individual struggles, so I don't mean to make light of anybody's struggles, but the world's just a dark place at the moment. I have included, and I can say this because I've already put it on the channel, but Sorrowful Tale of Bluetown will be in the first chapbook. And I have one new poem that I wrote specifically for this chapbook that nobody's read yet. And it's not the title piece because the title of the chapbook, as far as I know at this point, won't be a poem. But the idea, everything I've just explained to you, that's the poem. Excuse me, that's the poem. I don't remember the name of it now. I don't remember the name of the new poem. So yeah, that's what I'm working on at the moment. I'm still working on the laureateship. I can say that because some of you guys have worked it out. Still working on the laureateship. It is a bit slow. I got distracted by the magazine, so I let some of my correspondence die. But it's still going. It's still in progress. I'm going to be working on it next week. I'm focusing on it next week. So there might be a few more updates for those of you who managed to find the page out of nowhere and followed it. You guys are awesome. I've met some really awesome Surrey poets as well lately. I don't know. I doubt they watch this, but Sharon and Heather, if you're watching this, you guys are awesome. Thank you for making me feel so welcome. Poetry is full of lessons like basic stuff. Yeah, yeah. Simplicity. There's strength in simplicity. Could miss it. Absolutely. Poetry is full of lessons like basic stuff. Could miss it. Yeah, absolutely. It's easy. Now more than ever, it's easy to miss simple things around. You might see in my vlog, if I ever post it, it might be a members video though. So maybe you guys won't see it. But I live near a theme park and they've just built Europe's highest roller coaster. And I live in a really nice, quaint area of woodlands and wildlife and lakes and stuff. And then there's this great big roller coaster that breaks the tree line, and it's just such an eyesore, and you can see it from all around. And I know now that I am Adam Gary, the old 32. I know, Yoda has been saying that in a few comments about making me a young 32. This is the old 32 coming out because I'm complaining about a roller coaster destroying the scenery of my village. I don't like it. It's a monstrosity. But there you go. What can you do? Poetry is making calm out of chaos. Yeah, that works for me. I love that. Yeah, calm out of chaos. That works for me. It also helps me to live deeper. Mm-hmm. And have more gratitude in the little things. Yeah. Even in the thickest of mud, you can find a beautiful bloom. That was a little phrase that I penned for the random ramblings of a restless mind, which is out of print now. But that might have made it into the early hours. That might have made it into the early hours. Even in the thickest of mud, you can find a beautiful bloom. And that came about when I was on one of my walks that is now being destroyed by a roller coaster. Yeah, me too, Danny. Me too. They have not paid attention to that at all. If you ever make it this way, I will show you a Mitch. It is disgusting. Me too. I'm pretty sure that was stated. That's how they got planning permission, and they've just ignored it. Anyway, rant over. What was I talking about? I've forgotten. Oh yeah, I was on one of my walks and it was really muddy, and there was just one single blade of grass. All you could see the footprints all around it, and it'd been trodden on, but it still broke through the mud. It's not like it's not a masterpiece, but it certainly made me think, wow, as us artists do, you appreciate things in the simple, small aspects of life. One blade of grass had still managed to stand firm amongst, and I'm talking mud. I'm talking mud. So that's how I penned that phrase. Um, I wouldn't have enjoy having to stare at a roller coaster either. Yeah, and I was walking in town and it's in this vlog because I saw it for the first time in this vlog. I was in town and you could still see it above all the houses, above all the trees. It's disgusting. Take care, Nikki. I'm going to duck off. Speak soon, guys. No worries, Nikki. Thanks for joining us. All the best. You could still see it, and I was so peeved. I was so peeved. It's an artist's perspective. Absolutely, Doreen. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose. Do you mean like it's an artist's perspective as in like whether it's an eyesore or beautiful or piece of art? I understand an architect. I don't understand a coaster designer or whatever designed it all, but I don't know. It kind of ruins the scenery all around. But I what I keep telling myself is as ugly as it is, it's going to be good for the local economy for the next few years because everyone's going to want to come and ride it, and so more money in ticket sales, which in theory should equal more money in tax for the local area if the company pay all their taxes. I'm sure they do. They're a good company. They're a good company. I did work for them with Mitch a couple of years ago, so they're not a bad company, but we'll see. 14 likes. Nice, guys. 14 likes. Can we get to 20? You guys know I like to set that target. Can we get to 20 likes by the end of the stream? I know we've dropped down in viewers, but if you're new here and you haven't hit that like button, please hit that like button. Let's get to 20 likes by the end of the stream. I'd really appreciate it. I'm feeling really good, guys. I'm feeling really motivated for the year ahead. Like, I'm really going to make a push for this poetry stuff. I'm going to all these open mics. I'm going to start doing chat books. Um, the laureateship should be a big thing if we can get it off the ground. And I'm getting so many good responses and positive feedback. I don't see why it wouldn't. The magazine, guys, oh my goodness. I had to lock for the first time I had to lock submissions for the magazine because we had run out of space. That's the first time that's happened. So I'm really proud about that. We had to lock that. You can, if you want to submit to the magazine, you still can. We're open 24/7, 365 days a year. But all it means is if you submit now, it won't be considered for the upcoming issue in May. It will be considered for the issue in August. That's all that means. So when I say it's locked, you can still submit. I just won't be checking those emails until after May. But that's the first time that's happened. So things are all going in the right direction. I got the best subscribers in the world. Whenever I set them a target, they nail it. They're so knowledgeable. You guys are awesome. All these likes, all these um, messages in the chat box. I'm just feeling really, really motivated and hopeful for 2024 in terms of poetry. Let's all get spring fever together. Write our chat books. Yes. Yes. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's spring fever. No, I was feeling really hopeful in January as well. So, good things are coming this year. Let's do this. By the way, guys, you do realize next month is NaPoWriMo. if you don't know what NaPoWriMo is, it's National Poetry Writing Month. Look at those hearts. Thank you so much. National Poetry Writing Month, which means you've got to write a poem every single day for the month of April. Well, you don't have to. I'm not holding. That's another thing to talk about. I'm not holding anything to your head and saying you have to write a poem every day for April, but that is a thing if you weren't aware. NaPoWriMo. Um, a poem a day for the month. So let's talk about YouTube. So you guys, I'm assuming, saw the live stream with Matt Wall. Matt Wall is an awesome character. I'm not knocking him at all. At all. I respect him 110%. We even said it in the stream that that stream was going to get demonetized. Nothing. YouTube had no issues with it whatsoever. It was fine. It was monetized from day one. I go live on Friday. I don't think I swore. There might have been a swear word here and there, and that's it. And it got demonetized. It got demonetized. I did put it in the community chat, and there was a couple of good responses back. But I disputed it before I put it in the community tab. I disputed it. And today, they're like, yeah, we made a mistake. It's now monetized. Do you know how often that is happening to me? I don't know. I don't get it. And I've always sung YouTube's praises. I have always sung their praises and always said they look after their creators. They're the best platform to be on. I don't know if they've just now introduced a new algorithm that is just crap. But yeah, I was so shocked at our stream with Matt. YouTube didn't bat an eyelid, nothing. All was fine. And then I start rapping a book and it gets demonetized. He is a character. I like him. I got huge respect for him. He's probably tired of me now because I keep tagging him and stuff, but I got huge respect for that guy and what he's doing. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. It's a joke. It's a joke. What people were saying, "Oh, I thought it was because I used a wax seal, right? And to do that, I had to have an open flame." Then Nikki, who's not with us now, she hasn't died. She just left the stream. She mentioned that maybe it's because I was packaging my own product and advertisers didn't want that. And then someone else today made a very good point. Oh yeah, because the title said "shooting the breeze," which is a phrase that just means like chatting. So maybe that could have been it. Either way, they came back to me today and said, "No, we made a mistake. It's now monetized again." Isn't it all AI now? Yeah, I think it is. That's why so many random things get flagged. I think it is. Matt inspired me to just write. I can see how you do that. He's a very inspiring character. He's inspired me to do the chat books and try vlogging. He's got something about him, hasn't he? He's got that it factor that they talk about that's inspiring. They're hating on a rising star. I don't know about that, but they're certainly hating on me. I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's ridiculous. The Friday stream got demonetized. I know. Maybe it's just my face. Maybe the AI like pick up my face and like, oh God, no, no, don't monetize that. But it is a bit of a joke. By the way, if you're wondering what the hell is going on here, uh, I decided for spring I was going to go back to my goatee, but it appears I've forgotten how to shape a goatee, and I saw it. I was like, oh no, I don't like that. And then it just kind of got shorter and shorter until I maybe went a bit too short. But there's still a little bit of fluff there. It's not completely shaved. Hey, let's just censor every fifth word that we speak. Yeah, but is that we got to be careful. We got to be careful with all these AIs and censorship and stuff. I know that there's well, Danny's doing an excellent job tonight. There's something to be said about censorship and moderating. But we got to be careful that we don't completely lose free speech, which is something we've spoken about. We have spoken about censorship on previous streams, but yeah. If I wasn't so stubborn, if I wasn't such a stubborn person and disputed every single time we've been demonetized, if I was just nonchalant and just like, yeah, whatever, fuck it, cool, no problem, then that's where we got to be careful. But because I'm so stubborn and I'm like, no, I've not done anything wrong, even though I've lost a lot of monetized views between then and now, then and getting it lifted. It's a good job that I do because then they're like, oh yeah, we made a mistake. Sorry. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. Don't put yourself down, Adam. You're amazing. I don't know about that. And definitely a upcoming poetry celeb. I don't know about that either. But thank you, Danny. I appreciate you. I appreciate it. All right, guys. I think we'll wrap it up there. I know we normally finish. We normally do 2 hours, but maybe we can finish 15 minutes early. What do you guys say? By the way, one thing I will say before we go, and I know you guys will understand, I've always said me doing these open mics won't get in the way of us because you guys were here first. You guys mean everything to me. But there was an open mic tonight that I was really looking forward to, and I didn't realize it landed on a Sunday. But I didn't go because you guys are my priority. But there may be once a month. I need to message them and say, "Hey, are you guys like are your open mics always on a Sunday?" and see what they say. If they come back and say, "Yeah, we're always on a Sunday," there may be once a month that there isn't a Sunday stream. It might be on the Thursday again. Maybe we'll go back to 2 streams a week. I'm not sure just yet, but I'm just giving you fair warning that next month there may be a Sunday that we don't go live because it looks like a really good open mic. It's in a place called Kingston, which is where I went to college, so it would be so full circle because I don't know if you guys have seen the stream where I told you the story, but the first time I ever read one of my poems out loud was at the Rose Theatre in Kingston. So it would be such a full circle moment, you know. And I would have been like 20, 21 then. So 20 years ago? No. Numbers aren't my thing, guys. Numbers aren't my thing. It would have been about 10 years ago. I just added a whole decade. I just added a decade to my life. You should go. No, honestly, guys. Oh, it started like 2 hours ago. It's fine. You guys really are my priority. But I'm just saying, in future, there might come a time when uh, uh, once a month there won't be a Sunday, but I'll find another day to do it. Take time to do that. There's something special about face-to-face connection. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for understanding. Um, but you guys are my priority. This is my priority. Um, so I didn't want to kind of because I only found out like 2 days ago, and I didn't want to be a last minute sort of, hey guys, it's cancelled because I have done that once before. I don't want to do that again. So I'm just giving you that fair warning now. And they might come back to me and say, oh no, it's not every Sunday. So we'll see. I'm just giving you fair warning that it might happen. Go, go, go. You should go. Yeah, I'd love that, Danny. I'd love that. You guys aren't too far from Kingston. Is it a place called Ram Jam Records, I think? It looks like such a cool venue too. I'll send it to you on Instagram. I'm sure it's called Ram Jam Records, or just look at who I'm following and search my followers list and put Jam or put Records because I know it's definitely Records. It looks awesome. Or Homely Poetry. The venue is Ram Jam Records, but the company that hosts the open mic are called Homely Poetry. We'll be we'll all be supporting you from afar and more to talk about the next stream, absolutely. And if Danny and Mitch tag along, maybe they can do a sneaky live stream. although it'd be a very short live stream. It'd be like 5-minute live stream, if that. But we'll figure it out. Okay, guys, thank you so much for being here. I hope you found part one at least. I hope you found part one informational and educational, and part two you just enjoyed having a chit chat. And that's it for tonight. That's it for this week. I'll catch you all in the comments section of Tuesday's video. As ever, I don't know what that video is yet, but I'll figure it out tomorrow. And if I don't see you in the comment section on Tuesday, I'll see you hopefully next week for Conversing with Poets. Bye. See you all next round. See you, Doreen. Thank you so much for being here. Katie, there's an open mic that I'm going to quite soon. My second ever. Awesome, Katie. Awesome. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Don't overthink it. Just enjoy it. See you, Doreen. Not too far, especially by bike. I'll do a live stream for you. Nice. Thank you, Danny. Good luck with that, Katie. Yes, absolutely. Good luck and enjoy it. Good night, guys. Have a good one. See you later.